Don't worry guys, we are nearly through all the Conquest videos. Sector 5, finished, done, finite. I have my red box, you can come get yours. Let's go check it out. I have put out more videos than there are days this week. This week, oh, you get it. I'm not going to waste my time, and neither should you. So, Sector 5, the final sector. I am actually skipping the defeat 25 enemies with Death Trooper Peridea, because I don't need to do it. I've still got half a solution for you, ladies and gentlemen. It'll probably work quite a bit better if you have, like a reviving node. Unfortunately, my Mon Mothma node didn't happen to have Xaereth Rebel Pathfinder, so maybe you guys can find an easier way of getting this done. I just recommend keeping an eye out for anything that's got either lots of revives in it or a permanent source of reviving. So things like Imperial Troopers, things like, you know, Geonosians and Newt with Watt and stuff like that, so you can get revives. Failing that, if you've got strong Imperial Remnants with Peridea, go ahead and just farm the sector bonus node so you can get some Datacron materials and all that sort of good jazz. Now, as usual, ladies and gentlemen, we do go for a pretty standard data disk setup over here. I'm using Voluntary Vanguard, Volatile Accelerator, and the Amplify Agonies, and some Decay Turn Meter. Now, that does sort out most things. You can drop like an Amplify Agony for Last Rites, or whatever it is, Last Wish, whatever ramps offense, or you can throw in other stuff and I'm sure you'll be fine. But this is the core, this is the basics. It's the same stuff that I've always used, as always. Now let's take a look at the feats then. We need to gain accuracy up 50 times, absolutely no problem. Attempt to inflict plague 100 times, absolutely not a problem. We can actually do both of these battles, both of these feats in one battle. All 50 of those, all 100 of these plagues in one battle, not too much of an issue. The Peridea kills, they are a little bit of a little bit irritating. If you can skip it, I'd recommend you can, but if not, it might just take you a couple of battles to get rolling. And then win 15 battles with Geo Spy. Surviving is actually a piece of cake. Even if you've got low gear Spy, there's a couple of teams that you can use. Let's start off with a little bit of cheese for accuracy up and Fever Dream, which is attempt to inflict plague 100 times. Now, all I will say before we go into it is if you are going to do this cheese, you need to make sure that you remove anything in your data disks that will ramp your damage. Do not have anything like Ruthless Offense or whatever it is. Don't have any of this business. Where is it? Ruthless Offense. None of this Ruthless Offense. None of this Last Rites, is it? No, not Last Rites. Weak Spot. Don't have Weak Spot. Don't have any of that business. I think there's another one over here that also puts, what is it? Damage, heal immunity on characters when they drop below 50% health for the first time. Don't do any of that business. Nothing that ramps your damage, okay? And you'll want to find yourself a crew node, as always. Crew nodes are super, super valuable, guys, because with Volatile Accelerator, you will basically not be able to kill crew, and we can just sit back there and auto things for funsies. Let's roll the footage. Okay, so the team is going to be a standard Night Sister team here. Mother Tal's in lead with Merrin, Dakar and Zombie. Take out a fifth and throw in Sia Junda. The great thing about Sia Junda is that she passes accuracy up on a basic to all allies. So after 10 basics from her, she will indeed go ahead and hit all of the accuracy ups that we need. Now, thanks to Volatile Accelerator and Amplify Agony, all the plague that we're kicking out right now, which is quite a significant amount, will do 90% of the heavy lifting for us, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, the problem with Crew is he does do a little bit of that healing up to 100% health, so you won't be able to count the plagues per se, but know that if you go on auto, and I accidentally left this on auto basic for a while, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because, like I said, Sia does pass that offense up, not offense up, you know what I mean, accuracy up on a basic, so it's not terrible, and we need to be doing specials under Mother Talzin's lead in order to land the plagues, except for, I believe, Merrin. I believe Merrin provides plague, gives a source of plague on her basic. So what you want to do is just put it on full auto. Crew will be unkillable. He'll be completely unkillable. You won't be able to do anything to him. He'll just sit there and tank things like an absolute boss. And you'll be gaining your offense, your accuracy up constantly with lovely Sia Junda. If you don't have Sia Junda, you can use someone like, I believe, Cal's first special does also provide accuracy up. And you can go full auto on this. Even Sia Junda's second special, her big hit that ramps over time, that's never going to kill Crew because he takes reduced damage from percentile health effects. Nothing you can do in this team will actually kill Crew, so you can just keep on going and going and going. So I'll skip ahead just to show you guys. Look, boop de boop de boop, all the way, 26 seconds left. Full auto at this point. You have been doing plagues. He's just cleansing it instantly. Essentially, we're dealing damage to him. He's going to get a plague, and then he's going to cleanse it straight away. So we do that special, and he has chance of getting plague. You don't even have to inflict it. You only have to attempt to inflict it. So when we do this stuff, you see plague gets put on him, and he immediately heals up, and then it cleanses it. But if you leave this on auto for 5 minutes, you will get all of your plagues and all of your accuracy ups, no problem. Cool beans. That's half of our feats done. So, winning with Spy, put Reaver in the lead. Bonus node, they all die. I'm throwing Qui-Gon Jinn here for a global feat as well, because you need to win 15 times with Qui-Gon Jinn in your team. Why not throw him in there as well? Why not? I threw in Death Trooper Peridea in case we happen to get a turn, and maybe throw an AoE out with him. His second special is an AoE. Maybe get some kills. I never got a turn with him. It's great. You can also go with the Bam Han Chewie. I used the wrong Chewie. It didn't matter. I still got the clear. I still kept in Death Trooper Peridea here, just in case we would be able to get a special. If I'd actually used the real, actual, proper Chewbacca, we would have had a much easier time of this. But you know, your boy Scribble is not always known as the smartest and wisest of Scribbles. He sometimes is only a partially effective Scribble, so you'll have to forgive me this once for using the wrong Chewbacca. Don't call me a Wookiee racist. They're literally the same person, guys. They are literally the same person. It's not my fault I got it confused, okay? But that works as well. Also, you could go in with CLS Han Chewie. You could go in with basically anything that comes out of the gate running. Probably an Afra team as well. Have fun with it, guys. Have fun with it. It's 15 kills. He has to survive, but you can come back and farm the bonus node over time. You'll be absolutely fine. So what I'm doing here, actually, is I'm going in with a Thrawn lead with Lord Vader. You don't need Lord Vader. You can go Thrawn lead and just Moff Gideon, and it should do just the same amount of work. If you want to have a little bit of extra help, throw in Bad Batch Echo, Wat Tambor, and Death Trooper Peridea. Now, you will want a consumable. That consumable is known as this consumable over here, Initial Frenzy Tech. It's going to give Frenzy to all of our allies at the start of battle. What that does basically means, as soon as we use a special, that person with Frenzy is going to get 100% turn meter. Simple as that, right? Simple as that. So we're going to use that in combination with Wat Tambor, who takes essentially a bonus turn at the start. We put a tech on somebody, and then we'll start that Frenzy train. The idea is to get the damage over to Death Trooper Peridea so he could do an AoE and defeat some units. The other aim of this is we do not actually want to win the battle, so you can keep that Frenzy tech up, and you want to go against anything that's got a lot of lives. Geonosians, these guys have got Newt Gunray, for example, revive. Do not put the weapons tech out, guys. That prevents revives. I just put the tank tech over on Lord Vader. We take a turn. You see Moff Gideon over here? He does his demoralize. So with Volatile Accelerator and Amplify Agony, that debuff is triggering essentially instances of Volatile Accelerator, putting dots, which in turn is also putting down damage from our Amplify Agony. So it basically puts everybody to 1 health. I don't know why some of them are still alive. It is what it is. And then you can use Thrawn's leadership ability to just skip the turn. As Gideon is an Empire character, we got Thrawn a turn here, and I decide to turn meter swap and just give Death Trooper Peridea a go. And I'm like, okay, go throw your grenade. So this grenade should kill a bunch of units. Unfortunately, we didn't do enough damage over here to defeat the droideka. If you've got a well-geared Death Trooper Peridea, what you can do is you can use that first special of his, that bite ability, and he'll immediately take a bonus turn if he defeats an enemy with that. And you could probably go through and systematically destroy every single person and, you know, have some fun with it that way. I just wanted to get it quickly done and dusted, so I used the AoE. And the reason I chose the Newt node is because Newt is always going to revive straight away, so we can't accidentally win this battle. You want to make sure that you do not win the battle. If you get to a place like this, you're like, can I get another kill? I'm like, no. Anybody who does an attack now is going to kill that droideka, and we need Death Trooper Peridea to get that kill, essentially. So I decided to just back out of this battle, but what you would do is just let this battle time out, and Death Trooper would have earned himself, I think, 3 kills in that one. But if you go into other battles, you know, anything with, like, for example, Mon Mothma with Scout Rebel Pathfinder, you could potentially endlessly farm that node using the bite. He'll revive. If he gets a buff, he'll keep on reviving, that sort of thing. Or you can just do this gradually over time on a bonus node or something like that, to the same effect. Just to show it then, once again, this is on the general node. We're taking in the same units over here. We've still got that Frenzy tech running, so we should be able to outstrip everybody. The issue is, of course, is that Padawan, Jedi Anakin is going to take a turn. As soon as that happens, he's going to be like, oh, okay, bonus turn meter, I'll go get it. And we just want to pass the turn over to Death Trooper Peridea here. So what you can do is you can just go bite, and you'll get a bonus turn and you bite, and you get a bonus turn and you go bite, and you get a bonus turn and you go bite, and you get, you know, you could just keep doing that. You know, like I said, you don't want to win the battle necessarily, because that's going to use up your Frenzy tech. I'm done with Conquest now, so I don't worry about using it. You'll be able to earn yourself a little bit of extra juicy goodness. So that is basically how I'd get the Death Trooper Peridea kills if I cared about it, which I do not. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the mid-sector boss. It is a Gas 501st team. We need to win by defeating an enemy with Padawan Obi-Wan, and we also win without using a Galactic Republic in our squad. Obviously, you have to do multiple battles for this because Padawan Obi-Wan is a Galactic Republic unit. Who knew? Who knew? Alright, so if you're looking to get the kill with Padawan Obi-Wan, I highly recommend using Jedi Master Luke. Now, I wouldn't recommend using Queen Amidala to get this done, because if you do have that, then Padawan Obi-Wan is going to give himself that focused or disciplined buff, rather. Apologies. That discipline buff will actually force him to attack under protection, and in a gas team, you will not be able to actually hurt the team until gas is dropped. So that discipline buff actually ends up hurting you in this scenario, as you can see over here. Discipline attacks can't be counted whenever he gains a stack of protection over time, also gain a stack of heal over time. This character's attacks ignore protection. That makes it harder for you to deal any damage to this as a gas team. So if you've got JML, I'd recommend you throw it in with JML. Failing that, maybe use him in a Keller and Beck team and hope for a kill over there. Otherwise, it's going to get a little bit leery, a little bit hairy, a little bit, you know what I mean? But it shouldn't be too bad. Now, winning without any Galactic Republic isn't really much of an issue. I just went in with a standard CLS team and also took in Spy as a 5th. This way we can get victory with Spy at the same time and still not use any Galactic Republic. I started off by just getting gas to drop as soon as possible. Then after this, we are just looking to get rid of 5s, get rid of all of the clones ASAP. Lickety-split, splickety-lit, lickety-splickety-splickety-lit. That is a direct quote, I will add. So yeah, you want to destroy the units as quickly as possible. I think we go for an AoE blind here. We don't do nearly enough damage, and we just keep on plowing into them. There really is significant DPS output in a CLS team. Chewie over there getting that voluntary vanguard, and the counterattacks just destroy gas. Now, if your spy is weak, you may lose your spy to that AoE at the start, which would really suck. But Galactic Republic and Spy feat, what's not to like? Moving on over to the end sector boss, the final boss of this area, we need to win with Luthen Rail surviving, and we need to win with a full squad of Gunganos. Now, Gungans are going to tear face. They're literally going to tear the face off that Jedi Knight because, you know, they're Gungans. Who do you think is going to win in a battle? A squad of fishy Gungan people? Or, like, Jedi Knight Revan with Bastila Shan. Juhani does kind of make it really strong, though, right? Really strong. Grandmaster Yoda and Jolee Bindu. Who do you think really wins between fish people and these Jedi Masters? I think we all know the true answer to this, don't we? So you go in with your Gungans, and you probably hit auto and win, because it's Gungans. It's like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Gungans with Volatile Accelerator and Amplify Agony basically means yay. If you've got Voluntary Vanguard as well, it'll go over to Phalanx. Forcing Phalanx as a taunt, that's exactly what the Gungans need. Is there one thing that they're missing is some form of, like, permanent taunting. So you give them Voluntary Vanguard and you're off to the races, as it were. As you can see, Gungans, pretty good unit, mate. Pretty good unit. Like, Boss Nass takes a turn. He motorboats them all to death. I like it. And then Luthen, of course, getting a win with Luthen surviving, we can just use CLS. Or alternatively, if you have Reva, Reva is the answer to every single question. You want to win without losing anybody? Throw in Reva, and she will absolutely destroy anybody you put her up against. She'll just take a turn. They'll all get that purge. Thanks to Amplify Agony, everybody's just going to walk off their mortal coil. I decided to take out Jolee Bindu so he doesn't actually revive anybody, and then take out Revan, and then... yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. Easy squeezy, lemon peasies. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to about do it for Sector 5. I will get some guides out on global feats or event feats. I don't know, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? I'll finish off this guide. Make sure you do like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.